So, what happens when peace talks collide with central banks? Trust me, before you place your next trade, you would want that question answered. So, watch this. Hi there, my name is Francois du Plessis, your market analyst here at ATFX Africa. In today's market brief, we are diving into three key movers shaping sentiment right now. First things first, the Japanese yen against the dollar, WTI crude oil, and Tesla. By the end, you'll walk away with a clearer picture on where the pressure points in global markets are building and what traders are watching most closely. Fundamentally, the yen is trapped in a tug-of-war. On one hand, optimism around potential peace talks between Ukraine and Russia has reduced safe haven demand, while dollar strength has held firm ahead of the Federal Reserve's Jackson Hole Symposium. Traders are also weighing mixed signals from Japanese officials. While the Bank of Japan has hinted at rate hikes later this year, Governor Ueda remains cautious, noting that inflation still lags behind that 2% target. Meanwhile, markets are pricing in an 85% chance of a Fed rate cut in September, highlighting a clear policy divergence. Technically, USD JPY has been consolidating in a tight range. The 148 level is a key pivot point. Sustained strength above here could open the path towards 148.6 and possibly that 149.5 level. On the downside, support sits at 146.8, where a break lower potentially exposes the 146 psychological zone. The question is, will the next breakout align with Fed clarity later this week, or will geopolitics steal the spotlight?
Zero commission on stocks? Yeah, nothing. What if you could get this value today? Turns out you can. Join ATFX now and let's get you started.
On the crude front, prices are hovering near $62 a barrel after dropping around 10% this month. The key driver? Negotiations around Ukraine. President Donald Trump has begun arranging a meeting between Putin and Zelensky, raising hopes of an eventual settlement. Any breakthrough could lift sanctions on Russian oil, flooding the market with supply and weighing on prices. But the story isn't so one-sided. Ukraine's recent drone strike on Russian energy infrastructure and US tariffs move against India discounted Russian oil prices have injected supply risk back into the picture. Traders are also eyeing US inventory data and the Jackson Hole Symposium for clues on dollar direction. Another important factor for dollar-denominated commodities like oil. Technically, WTI faces resistance around $63.50 a barrel, with a push higher potentially bringing $65 back into view. Immediate support is at $61.50, a decisive break below that could drag prices back towards that psychological $60 a barrel level. For now, the balance between geopolitics and Fed expectations is keeping crude tightly range-bound. Tesla continues to capture investor attention, closing at $335.16, up over 50% year on year. The resilience comes even as competition intensifies, especially in China. Just this week, Tesla officially launched its new six-seater Model YL in China, priced at roughly $47,000, aiming to regain market share in the world's largest EV hub. On Wall Street, Tesla is trading in a broader environment of caution, with US indices muted ahead of Jerome Powell's Jackson Hole speech. Still, Tesla's strong brand and product have helped keep the stock buoyant despite declining China sales last month. From a technical perspective, $350 stand as the near-term resistance level, with potential momentum carrying the stock towards that psychological $400 if broken. On the downside, $300 is that key support, and a break there could trigger a pullback towards $230, aligning with the longer term forecast for the stock. So where does that leave us? Well, currencies are caught between policy divergence and geopolitics. Oil is stuck balancing peace hopes with supply risk, and equities like Tesla are navigating both innovation and competition. But tomorrow, traders may need to shift their focus a little bit. Flash PMIs are out in Europe and the US, and this could offer a fresh pulse check on global growth. And that might just move the dial a little bit across multiple asset classes. And with that, we wrap up your daily market brief. Brought to you by ATFX Africa, the broker that gives you an edge in today's markets. Head over to ATFX Africa by clicking on the link in the description below to go and experience the difference for yourself. And then traders, until next time, stay sharp, stay focused, and trade smart.